Sounds, and the third quarter of action in the grand final is underway. It's the Stars that lead by 4 points, and it's Norris that gets the tap. Straight away for Kane Proctor. Will go immediately. They do gain a couple of metres due to Fitzroy Stars. We'll go again. Franz straight to O'Sullivan. Not going anywhere. Umpire quick on his whistle once again. So within 20 seconds we have our third stoppage. Norris from behind got the tap. O'Sullivan tries to spin away, and he did so successfully. Clears it away for the Raiders. Whoa, Jetta, big fly, but, well, he was nowhere near the footy in the end, and he gave away the free kick as a result for an unrealistic attempt. So it's going to be one back by the Raiders. Kerr made a good lead, but it went over his head. And Kerr still a chance. Bouncing ball should be mopped up by Lionel Proctor, who will just be happy to take it over the boundary line instead.
They've still got eyes on Gilmore on the bench, still sitting down, hasn't moved as this third quarter has started, so not sure what that problem is. But he's looking like he really wants to get back out on the ground for this second half and play a big part. Even if they just park him in the goal square, I think he can have an impact up forward as the Stars move it around on the last line of defence. And it's just touched through. Looked like Kerr might have almost got a boot to it, but it wasn't to be. And the Raiders have the first score of this second half. It is a behind. They move to 8-5-53, trailing the Stars 8-8-56.
You're right, Jared. It's a grand final. That kick, meanwhile, has been cut off straight away, and Tom Cooper can go back and have a shot. So an errant kick out by the Stars. We'll see Old Paradians have a shot for goal. But you're right about Gilmore. It's a grand final. You've just got to put him somewhere on the ground, even if he is a bit injured, because he's so influential. And now Norris will sense an opportunity in the ruck battles against Franz, for the time being at least. But meanwhile, Tom Cooper can put all Paradians back in front from 45 metres out for his second of the day. No worries for Tom Cooper. He's got 2. The Raiders have 9. And they take a 3-point lead 2 minutes into the third term, 9-5 to 8-8.
Well, Fitzroy Stars have had a few errors, mainly discipline errors in the second term. That was a poor kick. You can't afford to do that. If you're going to miss kick, it's got to be way out on our side on the boundary, not to a slight angle 40 metres out. But well done to Tom Cooper. He nailed the kick. And then the Stars now have hit the lead.
So eventually the ball finds its way back into the field of play, and it's making its way to the centre of Laylaw Reserve now. As we've said multiple times this afternoon, it's a perfect day for finals footy. It's that perfect September afternoon. And it's the Raiders and the Stars going at it on the final day of the Heidelberg Golf Club Division 3 season. The Raiders getting the quick clearance once again, but Jetta takes the relieving mark for the Stars and look to move it on quickly. The big ruckman Norris has provided a lead and takes the mark. And we'll look to send it inside, forward 50. It's going to go with a long high kick. The Raiders have numbers in defence. There's one man there almost took the mark in Lovegrove Hudson, but can't affect it. Proctor lays a big bump. Colatillo has it. Just going to go with the outside of the boot in the Franz direction. Bounces over his head. Finds its way to Trajkovski, who sends a kick inside, forward 50. The Raiders defenders do well to bring it down to ground. Nicolo gets a clearing kick. 2 players going hard at it. And comes down to ground. Eriksson takes possession. Goes the 1-2 with Tolley. Tolley now gets it back. And kicks it towards Boundy. He can't take the mark. Applies the pressure. Got 2 Fitzroy defenders to contend with. And the Stars do well to mop it up. It's going to go with a long kick centrally. Almost taking the mark there is Ronan. Reclaims possession. Tries to get around his defender in Jones. Eventually gets it over to Trajkovski, who sends it inside forward 50 in the Farrant direction. Throws it hand at it. Can't take the mark. The Old Paradians defenders doing really well. Farrant finds its way to Winmar. Outside of the boot towards goal. Williamson there. But the Old Paradians defenders do well to bring that one over the line, and a minor score for the Stars.
9-5 plays 8-9, 2-point lead for Old Paradians. We're 4 3/4 minutes into this third term. Clearing kick's okay to Nicolo. Opts to go here towards the pavilion side. Very high ball here. Who does it land for? Trying to fly was Jetta again. That ball not going anywhere. Umpire will call for it. You can hear the wind in the effects mic. Really picking up to the left of your radio dial, to the left of the screen. Umpire quickly tosses it back into play. Franz getting the tap. Front and centre though was Eriksson towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Who will it land for? Speeding through is Kerr and misses. So another behind for the Raiders. Margin back out to 3 points at the 5.5 minute mark. 9-6 plays 8-9. So now Fitzroy Stars will clear things out. They'll try to be better with this kick. It's going to be tough. Kafari almost cut it off. Ronan had time to assess. He wants to go a bit more direct with this kick. And Nicolo with a great intercept mark. Still in the forward half here for Old Paradians. They'll go again. Here's Nicolo. Sends it inside 50. Trying to get a hand onto it was Kafari. Kerr front and centre again. Confronted immediately by Thomas. Chance now for the Stars if they're clean enough. Bouncing ball was okay for Ronan, then lost the footy. Still alive for Nolan as he dives in hard. Can't get that footy out. Umpire says give it to me. 35 out from the Raiders goal.
So play restarts inside forward 50 for Old Parade. O'Sullivan takes it out of the contest, eventually gets the handball back towards Boundy. His handball along the ground trickles out of bounds once again. So doing the majority of attacking early on in this second half are Old Paradians. Just need to turn it into scores and get a bit of a lead going into the last quarter. The Proctors combine and get a quick kick out of defence. Farrant applies the spoil on Franz. But Nicolo's there to mop up for the Raiders. Comes out to Colatillo, who's going to send a kick inside forward 50. The Stars have the numbers. And just paddling it out of bounds is Michael Brown. But they're under pressure, the Stars, early in this third quarter.
After an early goal by the Raiders, the Stars have soaked up a bit of pressure and soaked up a bit of time since then.
Boundary throw in. 35 out from the Raiders goal. Tap from Norris. Coming in is Nolan. Kafari tackled by Jordan Proctor pretty hard, but umpire says I'll have it again. 7.5 gone in this third turn. The premiership quarter is what they call it. Who can find a way to break the game open? Ronan ran into trouble. Losing the footy now is Brown. Chance for the Raiders. Umpire says that ball not going anywhere. So we'll try again. This time a bit closer to the Raiders' goal, maybe 25 metres out. Chance for Jordan Proctor, who's wrapped up immediately.
Now, just looking at this, we've got a big congestion around the ball here. It's ball up after ball up, and I think that the Raiders need to clear a few players out.
So now it's Norris, who got some air. Ricochets off a couple of players. Will Gilmore got the tap into the advantage of Desmond. Shrugged off the Dow tackle, but not the second. And holding the footy is the call. Winmar almost at true centre half back. He's going to handball to Kane Proctor, who quickly uses the left to a one-on-one. Nicolo and Lovegrove Hudson. Nicolo getting the hand across. Trying to push it forward is Colotillo, who's looking for a teammate, but it's cut off by Williamson. On the boundary, he takes a bounce. Takes a second bounce. Tries to invite Lovegrove Hudson, who gets the handball beautifully, but he's just ran out of bounds. Had Farrant with a perfect lead in the kick inside, but not to be. We'll have a boundary thrown outside 50 for the Fitzroy Stars.
And if they can sneak one against the wind here, that'll be a big plus for the Stars.
Well, they take some confidence out of that first quarter because they get 5 into the wind in that opening term. The umpire restarts play. Franz doing the ruck work, gets the tap down, whittles at the bottom of that pack. Dow rucking for the Stars. Franz slaps it forward. But can't find a teammate. Wanganeen's in there. Gets a handball out to Ronan, who's had a bit of it in this third quarter already. Jordan Proctor finds it, sends it inside forward 50. Can't quite find a target, and O'Sullivan's there to mop up. His kick laterally. Farrant intercepts. It's going to play on. He's going to snap towards goal. Has he got 7? Yes, he has. Patrick Farrant has kicked his 7th goal of this grand final. And this is absolutely unbelievable stuff. He's kicked 5 of his 7 goals against the Breeze. And I think he can just about put that best on ground medallion around his neck.
Yeah. If you put your money on Patrick Farrant to get the best on ground, get in the queue because he looks like he's going to collect. And what a game he's had.
So, incredibly, he's 1 goal away from matching his second semi-final performance. And we still have a quarter and a bit to play. The Stars out of the middle again. Jai Burns inside 50 to Farrant. Tried to get a hand onto it. Ball trickling towards the boundary line. Lovegrove Hudson happy to take it over. He's been a colossal inside 50, Patrick Farrant. If he's not marking it, he's crumbing his own footy. He's been absolutely magical, and well, he's the reason really that the Stars are still in this game as his side lead by 3 points. Ball gets tossed up. Burns tries to punch it into space. Tolley, can he keep it in play? He's just going to have to see that ball out of bounds. Now we're 11 minutes into this third term. We have still yet to see Sam Gilmore re-emerge onto this ground. He's still in the hands of trainers getting some attention. And the longer he's off the ground, the more concerning it is because he's been so pivotal again. The Stars, meanwhile, look like they're going to win another clearance. Bounced okay for Proctor. Tries to get on his left. Now he's able to do so. Bouncing ball. Read well here by the Raiders. Cleared away. Thomas got a hand on it away from Merkel. And Wanganeen takes that out of bounds.
It's actually 2 old Paradians players getting some attention on the bench. Sam Gilmore is one of those. Can't quite see who the second one is. It might even be Will Gilmore.
Boundary throw-in meanwhile. It's going to be Norris and Franz. Franz getting the tap. Out the back of the pack is Desmond. Ran out of room, but just got it to Tolley. Tolley clearing ball. Bounced just short for Merkel. Jones, good pick up. He slams it inside 50 to a one-on-one. It's Bamblett. It's Kafari. And the boundary line will win again.
Yeah, I know we didn't have a lot of time then, but Jones had to put that to a better spot. It just trickled out of play. A little bit reminds me a little bit of what Fitzroy Stars did in the second term.
So now into the 12-minute mark of this third term. The Fitzroy Stars are 9-9-63. Old Paradians are 9-6-60. Third quarter of this grand final. Boundary throw-in. Boundy and Thomas doing the ruck work. There's a hold. It's going to the Raiders. So Old Paradians and Michael Boundy can put Ben Turner's men back in front in this grand final. The lead changes of this match have been extraordinary to say the least. And Michael Boundy's already got one today. As we've mentioned, he was in there last, in the club's last senior men's premiership in 2015. Boundy left foot, ball has got it home. Old Paradians back in front. That's their 10th of the day. 10-6-66 to 9-9-63. Almost into the 13-minute mark of this third term. And Michael Boundy, Doug, has kicked his 17th goal of the season. Another handy season from him in the forward line.
And that never looked like missing. He had confidence of that one. And you remember when he had a kick at about 65 just on the quarter time siren just before it, he also had full confidence in that. If he kicks kipping like that, they get the ball in his hands, they're every chance to go on and win.
3 points is the margin still, but this time it's the Raiders that have the lead as we wait for the ball. Looks like we're getting a new footy. That one long gone into the residential area on the left of your radio dial, or left of the screen that you were viewing. We hope you are enjoying the coverage on the NFNL Facebook page, thanks to Sportscast Australia. And, of course, streaming here on your local station, 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. Nicholas Sacco with you, Jared Gardner and Doug Long as well. We're back in the middle now. Here's Pickett in the ruck on his own. Almost grabbed it out completely. He's going to be cut off by Nolan. Kicks it towards half forward. Jetta got a hand into it. Opts to go off the ground. Nolan kept running and won the footy back and goes inside 50 with a great kick inside. And now we have another opportunity on goal for Lockie Kerr. But that was Marcus Nolan and a relentless pressure to keep moving it forward. That has created a chance for the Raiders to push this margin out to 9 points at the halfway mark of this third quarter. Lockie Kerr's already kicked 3 this afternoon. If it wasn't for Farrant's 7, we'd be talking about him as an opportunity. Kerr from just outside 50, slide angle to speak of. It's coming back. Kerr has got his 4th. It's 11-6-72 to 9-9-63, 14 and a half gone third term.
Yeah, and this makes it interesting. It's just a matter of how far Old Paradians can get in front. If they can get 4 goals up, they'll be thinking they're on the way to Premiership Cup. We're about halfway through the third term, and they have a 9-point lead. 9-point lead. It's not enough. They'd like more. Let's see what they can do.
So ball thrown back up in the middle of the ground. It's going to be a quick clearance for the Stars, but Will Gilmore is in the hole there as a spare man in defence, and will relieve for the Raiders. Going to go with a long kick out to the wing in the direction of Cooper. He's going to handball over quickly to Philp. Back to Cooper. He's going to sell a little bit of candy to Burns, and eventually gets the handball back to Philp, whose kick is smothered. Now Burns taking this one. Cooper chasing, can't quite lay the tackle, as Burns does well to find Dow. Gets it back to Burns. Inside forward 50. Where's Farron? The one-on-one contest, the defender does really well to spoil that one. And the all Paradians defenders just mucking around with it a bit. And the free kick has been paid. And it will be Rahman Winmar with a shot from point-blank range to get one back for the Stars. He sends it on its way. He has his first of this grand final. And just like that, we're back to a 3-point margin. The Fitzroy Stars 10-9-69, trailing Old Paradians 11-6-72.
Now that was set up by Jai Burns. I can't tell you how good it was for him to get out of trouble and find a teammate, I think it might have been Dow, and then to run forward for the handball, send it towards the dangerous area. Great work by Burns.
And applying the pressure early on as well, just not allowing Tom Philp to get an easy kick.
Yeah.
And then doing the delivery inside forward 50. The skipper stepping up big time in this third quarter. Back in the middle. It's Blair Healy doing the ruck work for Old Paradians, but it's Burns once again storming out of the middle. Farrant flies, can't take the mark over the top. Erickson's tackled by Williamson. And umpire will call for it. The Stars wanted holding the ball, but no prior opportunity there.
And I think there was 6 forwards, and all 6 of them appealed loudly for the free.
So tap comes down to O'Sullivan, gets it to Whittle, gets it over to Tolley, but he's tackled and caught holding the ball. So it's Jai Burns once again looking to have an impact here for the Stars. He probably won't have the journey in his leg, but Farrant gives a lead, but the kick not a good one.
Oh, now it's windy.
It is very windy, and it affected that Jai Burns kick inside forward 50. Now the Raiders looking to get a long one out of defence. Kerr's there, can't take the mark. Dow does well to affect the spoil. Raiders have numbers, but it doesn't bounce their way, and it finds Jai Burns once again. He's been a ball magnet early in this third quarter. Gets the 1-2 with a teammate. Gets a short kick, but can't find the target. Erickson does well, and short kick finds Merkel.
So Merkel has it between wing and halfback for the Raiders on the broadcast side. We're about to tick into time on. The kick's a good one to Kafari. Kafari now sends it inside 50, 1-on-1, and great positioning allows Rufus Jones to get to the front spot and take another mark. And now Jones will have a chance to put it back out to 9 points.
Just on Gilmore, it looks like he's getting a bit of attention to his right arm. Don't know if it's a hand or a forearm injury, but very important as a ruckman, and even if they did want to park him forward.
Absolutely. So Jones, 45-degree angle will kick from just inside 50 to make it back a 9-point ball game. Beautiful goal from Rufus Jones. He gets on the board. 12-6-78. The Raiders, the Stars are 10-9-69, 18 and 3/4 minutes gone, third term.
So we saw early in the second quarter and early in the third quarter a little bit of a lull. Both teams just trying to work each other out, and then all of a sudden a flurry of goals have come both ways. And this margin just changing every minute it seems. It's back to 9 points in favour of the Raiders. But they just want to get back-to-back goals and really set something up to take a lead into the final quarter of this grand final. Norris back in the middle. And Franz in there for Old Paradians. Norris rises over the top, but goes a bit too early. Nolan dived on it. And the free kick has been paid. Oh, sorry, it was O'Sullivan who dived on it.
O'Sullivan, you see, he just like flopped on the ball like little kiddies playing in kick to kick in the school.
It's
and unfortunately made no great attempt to get it out.
It'll be River Carpeney with it in the middle of Laylaw Reserve. Going to send a kick inside forward 50. It was in the Farrant direction, but it just dropped short, and Tom Philp takes the mark. Going to go with a long kick down that outer wing. Finds its way out the back. Gets it way to Jones, who goes to Whittle with the handball. Takes a bounce. Goes inside forward 50 with the hands. And eventually gets it to Merkel. Cooper, sorry. And extends the lead for Old Paradians to 15 points. 13-8. 84 Old Paradians leading the Fitzroy Stars 10-9-69.
Yeah, now good back-to-back goals by the Raiders. They've got that 15-point break. It's probably not enough to make them feel safe, but they still do have 10 minutes with a breeze, and I think there's a player down for the Raiders at round about the centre half forward mark.
Yeah, there is, but he's getting onto his feet.
Yeah, I think it was Whittle who gave that handball off to Cooper. Might have just got hit late. He is back to his feet, but the trainer...
He looks like he's heading off the ground.
Ushering him off the ground.
He's running off, so that it looks like it's not a game-ending injury at this stage.
Might just be a bit winded. But set up a goal that extended, well, Tom Cooper's third, which extended Old Paradians' margin to 15 points midway through this third term.
This is a great position for Old Paradians to be in. If they can grab a couple more, they'll be in a good spot heading into the last quarter. Franz getting the clearance. Jones tries to punch it into space. Raiders still win it. Cooper take it to ground. Umpire says I'll have it. Just inside 50 for Old Paradians. We lead 13-6 to 10-9. Time on now in this third quarter. Cleared away here by Pickett, who did the ruck work. Just hung in the air for long enough for the Raiders to get involved. Here's Will Gilmore to Nicolo. Streaming through the middle of the ground. Kicks a good one now to find a teammate in Tolley. And Tolley now goes inside 50, but it'll be Bamblett. No, drop the mark, Bamblett. Chance now for Lockie Kerr. Handball's a good one to Jones. Jones from 40 metres out! Old Paradians have made their move. And the margin is pushed out to 21 points at the 22-minute mark. Rufus Jones with another goal. And it's over to you, the Fitzroy Stars.
Yeah, a great goal by Rufus Jones because he was under a fair bit of pressure. He knew where the goals were and he just quickly snapped and it went straight through. Well done by him.
Yeah, you can hear the cheer squad behind the goals down at that end. Knew it straight off the boot. And Rufus Jones kicks his second to extend the Raiders' margin even further. Ball back in the middle of Laylaw Reserve now. Franz at the drop of that ruck contest takes possession. But is wrapped up immediately, so umpire will call for it. Franz going up against Pickett in this ruck contest. Comes down to O'Sullivan. And a quick kick inside forward 50, finds Merkel. Wheels away round onto the right boot, but can't get good purchase onto it. And it will just trickle out of bounds in the forward pocket on that outer side. The Raiders kicking with the wind in this third quarter to the left-hand side of your screen or radio dial, wherever you're tuning in to this Heidelberg Golf Club Division 3 Grand Final. Ball thrown back into play.
Healy.
Judging it better is Healy out of the ruck, takes it and snaps it off the outside of the boot. He's kicked his first of the afternoon, and all of a sudden it is a 27-point margin in favour of Old Paradians. And this third quarter has been so influential. And will it be enough to lift silverware in their first season in the Northern Football Netball League?
Well, Doug, that's the question I pose to you, because the margin here, as you said, Jarrett, really starting to balloon out. 27 points. Is it big enough to get into the last quarter with? Yeah,
well,
you, Doug. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's getting that way. And that was, it was a pretty poor throw-in by the umpire, but Blair Hillary took full advantage of it. He was the one alert, and I think if they're 5 goals up or more, they would think they're on their way to a premiership.
Burns goes inside 50. Here's Will Gilmore in the hole. He's just going to find the boundary line with this kick. Now, you would think insufficient intent, a chance here. It is. So picking up the footy now is Josh Close. We're 24 and a half gone in this third quarter. Close to half forward and finds Lovegrove Hudson. He's got it at half forward, about 55, 60 out from goal. Called to move it along. Farrant made a short lead. It'll be ignored. He's going to go to the top of the goal square. Hangs in the air. Off ground. Winmar. Oh, there's a free kick to the Stars. There's a free kick. It was in the contest. And this could be an important goal to get back for Lionel Proctor's men approaching three-quarter time. Will be Corey Salvador, looking for his 8th of the season. He's 98th in senior footy, and on about a 30 to 35 degree angle, he'll look to reduce this 27-point gap. Corey Salvador for just the 4th individual goal kicker for this Fitzroy Stars team, if he can put it through. That will be his task today. Salvador, slow, deliberate approach, comes in and he's missed to the left. Never looked like it off the boots.
Now
Margin is 26 points.
That was against the run of play, and it'd be really handy for the Stars if they could get one just late in this quarter.
Desmond on kick-out duties for the Raiders. Got to go to that outer side where he's got numbers. Franz rises, goes through his hands, finds Merkel, gets it to Colatillo, snaps one around the body. Tolly standing under it strong. Brings it down to ground. Proctor bursting out of there. Has gone the barrel inside forward 50. It's gone over Farron's head and will trickle over the boundary line for another throw in inside forward 50 for the Stars. They desperately need a goal on the board late in this third quarter to cut the margin back to 20 points. They will have the wind at their backs in the final term. Umpire brings the ball back into play. Franz slaps it forward for the Raiders. Fitzroy fans wanted holding the ball in that contest there, but nothing doing, says the umpire. And it will be balled up inside the centre square. Norris rises high, gets a tap down for the Stars, but can't find a teammate. The big pack of players forming over the top of that ball, and it will be thrown up once again.
It's been another 9 goals in this quarter kicked, so we've got to keep a pretty close eye into how long this term will go for, as going to get his way through was Jordan Proctor, but we'll have another ball up. Just inside 50 here for the Stars. Tap coming from Franz. Here's Jordan Proctor. Can he find some room? Lost his footing. Still a chance here for Winmar on the boundary! Wow! Now that's a way to fire at the Stars. Winmar kicks his second and the goal of the day, and reduces the margin to 20 points. 11-10, 76, 15-6, 96, 27 3/4 minutes gone.
Wow.
Third term.
And Winmar was saying, Patrick Farrant, if you got some tricks, let me show a few of my own. Now that is huge, because we're expecting actually the Raiders to go further in front when they had that big run of momentum. A goal against the run of play, and also they've sucked up some time, puts the Fitzroy Stars right back in it.
Back in the middle we go then. Ball gets tossed up. Trying to go through his Tolly. And we're going to have
A free
ball,
kick to the
free
Stars.
kick to the Stars. That's spot on. So it's going to go to Kane Proctor in the middle of Laylaw Reserve. They'll send it towards half forwards. That ball not going anywhere for now. Under a bit of pressure there was a few Raiders. One of them was Nicolo. Umpire says, I'll have it in the middle. So
And Nicolo's been very good down back
Yes.
today for old Paradians.
28 3/4 minutes gone in this third term. Tap from France. That ball not going anywhere. No, high contact free kick is going to Old Paradians, and rightfully so,
And
I
50.
guess.
And 50.
Because it was Kafari that went straight to ground with it. So 50 metres, you're right, Doug. Is going to take Kafari towards half forward. Call to play on now. He's off his line. Kafari sends it inside 50. That's cut off. And the Stars, Trajkovski, just pulling up with a bit of cramp.
And Kafari then, he was too concerned about playing on quickly and not realising where the mark was, and he unfortunately fluffed his kick.
Trajkovski with the left foot ball towards the broad cut, the outer side, Burns, Jordan Proctor. Can he get his way through O'Sullivan? He did really well. Now he finds Ronan. Ronan tries his best to go towards half forward, but the kick's cut off. Phillips wins it back for the Raiders. He sends it towards half forward. Off hands from Jones. Bouncing holding the man, sorry. Blair Healy.
I think what happened there was Blair Healy got held before he got to the ball, and that's what the free. Now, he would be kicking from about 60 directly in front. Definitely got the distance with the breeze behind him.
Blair Healy will kick. It's very, very slight angle to speak of. You would think 60 metres out from goal. Healy comes through. It's going to fall short. There'll be a rush through for a behind.
And if they don't make a fool of you by missing an easy shot, they make a fool of you by not clearing the goal line there.
So the short kick in, finds Dry Burns. It's probably been Fitzroy's best in this third quarter. He's going to go with a lateral kick in defence. And now a long one to the outer side. Franz flies. So does Healy for the Raiders. Comes out the back. And now quick kick forward. He's intercepted by Nicolo. Being one of their rocks in defence for the Raiders. Sends a long kick towards forward 50.
Oh.
Flying over the top.
Bamblett.
Is Gordon Bamblett taking a strong grab in front of the bench for the Stars.
Now, a great mark as the siren goes, a great mark by Bamblett, but Nicolo's kick was far too wide then. With little time left, he needed to go more central corridor.
3/4 time at Laylaw Reserve. Old Paradians at lead 15-7, 97 to the Stars 11-10, 76. Your goal kickers so far.